Hello Aquarius, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and we are doing October readings today. I've got the Wonderland Tarot here, and the Rune Magic Rune Deck, and the Wisdom of the Oracle Deck. Scoochy scooch. As always, I do general monthly readings for a general Aquarius audience. I try to give lots of examples of how the energy might play out, but maybe everything won't resonate for you, so please just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for another Aquarius. I invite you to check out the videos for all of your major astrological placements. So like your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. Those tend to be the most resonant. Let's grab your rune card here. One, two. Othala. Nice. Your oracle. Chaos and conflict. I'm just going to put this up here. Okay. So, Othala is the rune of legacy and inheritance. That can play out in a couple of different ways. So, sometimes it's like the sort of the physical inheritance, like getting an inheritance, a legacy, money or property, or like you inherit your uncle's car. That happened to me when I was a teenager. I inherited my uncle's car for my first car. And sometimes it can be something like there's a family restaurant, and it can be the thing where when the parents retire, they hand over the keys to the family restaurant to the next generation. It could be that kind of heritage or legacy. Or sometimes this can be speaking to this sort of family heritage, like red hair, or stubbornness, or alcoholism, heart disease. So how this might be playing in for you, Aquarius, might be different. How it might be showing up for different Aquarians, might be different. So let's talk about chaos and conflict for a little bit. This is the card that tends to suggest there might be a little bit of conflict going on, perhaps in a personal relationship. There could be some conflict or tension or a misunderstanding that needs to be addressed. Or there could be a little bit of chaos in a situation in your life. Something like you have a job that's ill-fitting, and maybe there is an interim supervisor that is not very good, or something of that nature, and it's a little chaotic at work at the moment as people are applying to fill that role or something like that. It could be that a team is not working very well together at school. And as you learn to work together, there is some chaos or conflict or ego stuff happening. So take that as it applies to you. The fact that we've got the rune for legacy and heritage with this chaos and conflict card It suggests that maybe for a few of you Aquarians, there could be some family chaos and conflict, maybe a misunderstanding or some conflict around a will or a legacy or a family property, or maybe something along those lines. Maybe there's family fallout around some other some other qualities, or even political stuff. I don't want to really get into that, but there could be something along those lines. So take it as it resonates for you. Let's get into the tarot and see if we can get some more clarity. Ultimately, this rune can show you how your legacy and your heritage can be a strength or can be a challenge. And with this card, obviously you don't want to live in chaos and in conflict, right? So there's the inherent advice that stubbornness is not, a state of being that is tenable. Like you can't live in that forever. So something has to give at some point, whether for your own sanity. So let's see what the tarot can tell us about these two things. So in the first column we have the Page of Cups, which is actually beautiful for relationships. It indicates a time when you're thoughtful and loving and open to connecting and communication, and maybe even apologies, or certainly more healthy connections. And that is paired with the Seven of Swords, which is the card of strategizing. And so it could be, and communication, actually. It's kind of a thoughtful communication, but there's a bit of strategy to it. So it could be the sort of thing where you are thoughtfully opening up a line of communication to your connections, especially if you're looking to address this chaos situation. It could be that and my first sort of thought, or that it looks like here that you might be sort of the sane one, or the calm one, or the one with the capacity to sort of be the bridge builder or the mediator here. But it looks like a sort of a strategic opening communication, or a strategic conversation could really maybe mend some fences. In the second column, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Chariot. The Chariot is a go card. It's actually a card of victory, and it indicates you in the driver's seat, you determining the speed of progress, and the direction of progress. You get to go the way you want to go, and the speed at which you get to go there. There's no more sort of limits or stalls. You're gassed up and good to go. The Three of Pentacles tells us that this is probably in an area of your job, career, or in some sort of area of your life in which your resources are involved. Finances, again, your legacy of some kind, property, rentals, mortgage. The Pentacles are sort of the physical, practical area of our life. Normally, the Three of Pentacles comes up when there is some opportunity for growth in our career, in on the job front. It could be job recognition, career recognition. If you're no longer in the workforce or not yet in the workforce, it could be in some other similar area where you have invested time and your expertise or knowledge, something like a book club, or, say you're someone who's really good with bikes. If you're known to be handy Mr. Fix-It guy around the neighborhood, you could get some recognition for that. Even if you have like some expertise for organization, maybe the neighborhood asks you to organize this sort of fall street fair or gathering or something along those lines. It's some sort of recognition in some area that you have a talent. So take that as it resonates for you. It could come with a new job title or a new office, or just a lot of encouragement around the neighborhood. Looking at the next column, we have the Ace of Swords paired with the Three of Cups. And now we're getting back into that relationship piece where we have communication, a new phase of communication with, again, your relationships, connections to loved ones, friends, family. And again, it could be different for different Aquarians. For those of you who needed to make a strategic apology, or who may be trying to bring estranged family members together, this could be something like a party or a family gathering, an excuse to bring family members together. But it also could just be a social event just to socialize. The Three of Cups tends to be some sort of gathering with your friends or loved ones. And there may be a reason. It could be a Halloween thing. It could just be you're overdue to get together with the gang. This Ace of Swords can be connected to a specific communication, but it also heralds a new phase of communicating generally. So this could be looking at rebranding, or this could be looking at your social media. It could be launching a new YouTube channel or a TikTok. For some Aquarians, this could also be involved with going to school, or something to do with writing, like starting a novel, a screenplay. The Suit of Swords, it tends to deal with our ideas and communication, so how we share our thoughts and our philosophies. So it can show up in our social media, in our branding, but also more creatively in novels and screenplays and that sort of thing. Now, looking at the final column, we have an interesting pair. We have the Moon and the Nine of Swords. So the Moon can play out a couple of different ways. So you'll have to take this how it resonates for you. One way the Moon can show up, especially for artists, is it can be inspiring. So especially for those of you who are starting a novel or a screenplay or something creative like that, this can be a really fruitful time. The Moon can indicate a time of inspiration. You can be inspired under the Moon. It can also indicate a good time for therapy, to dig into shadow work, to dig into your spiritual side, if you're so inclined. But A lot of times the moon indicates a time when there is a lack of clarity. So while things like our artistic side and shadow work can be fruitful under the moon, things like strong decision making is not advised under the influence of the moon. There's tends to be a lack of good information, and we can sometimes, obviously our emotions come to the fore, or even our instincts come to the fore instead of our intellect. So there are certain kinds of activities like decision making that just aren't advised under this influence. And paired with this is the Nine of Swords, which does tend to indicate a time when our worries are taking over. And sometimes the Nine of Swords suggests that we are giving into some of these worries, or giving our worries more power than they deserve. So I am going to pull a quick card, because this isn't my favorite way to end a month. It's not to say that, this is so very negative. You've got some really wonderful cards, and definitely the Chariot and the Three of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords and the Three of Cups are very positive. So the mid-month looks really fantastic. But it's just such a bummer. When I look at the bottom of the deck here, it looks like what's causing these sorts of these worries or the doubts here, and this kind of lack of clarity here with the moon, you've got a decision to make at the end of the month, and that's indicated here by the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Now what happens with the Two of Swords often is this kind of either or thinking, and what's probably at issue is you don't have enough information. The moon tells us you don't have enough information to make a good decision here, that you're stuck between this or that. And unfortunately, there's a piece missing. There's a piece you can't see. The moon tells us there's just something obfuscated. There's something that is not available to you yet, that it has you stuck between these two options. But the truth of it is, there isn't just this or that. What you don't yet see, or what you won't see at the end of the month, what's giving you these kind of nightmares or doubts or fears, is there's another option that is not yet available for you to see. There is a third option. The Empress is the third card in the major arcana. So there's a third option that will become clear. It's just not available to you yet. But when the sun comes out, after the moon comes the sun. So when the sun comes out, there will be a third option, and a more fruitful, a more creative option. So if you can, hold off on making a decision at the end of the month, and don't give in to your fears, because or your concerns or your worries, because whatever it is that's giving you this push-pull feeling, you just don't have all the information you need. And come November, you'll be able to see all of the options. You'll be spoiled for choice and choices you want, options. An option you want to choose from and want to work with will be available in November. Okay, We've gone really over time, so I am going to leave it there for you, Aquarius. I hope this has been helpful. If you've enjoyed this reading, please consider giving it a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. In any case, please take good care. Until next time, bye for now.